welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie, and today I am here with my weekly WIP and Chat. Now, if you are new or just aren't sure, WIP stands for Work in Progress, and Chat just means that we're going to spend some time together today chatting and catching up a bit, talking about diamond painting and life, and I am looking forward to spending around the next hour or so with you, as long as my voice does decide to cooperate. I'm going to be working on a diamond painting today, and feel free to work on a diamond painting or craft alongside me. Some people will treat this as a podcast while they're out and about or getting stuff done. Whatever works for you. I am just happy that you're here. So, by the way, feel free to subscribe if you want to see lots of diamond painting content from me. I do these WIP and Chats. I usually film them on Sunday nights as I'm kind of shifting my brain over into the mode of the week, the regular week, and I put these up on Monday mornings, barring issues, which I've had a couple of things come up recently, and I'm glad that this week I'm a little bit more back to normal, it feels like. So the diamond painting I'm going to be working on today is a custom that I had made of this fan art. I got permission of the artist. The original artist is Petite Madame, and I'll have their Instagram and I think their Tumblr as well. I'll try to have both of those linked below. I ordered this as a custom from Jada Gem Shop, and Jada Gem Shop does require that you provide proof of permission from the artist to get the work as a custom. So really trying to keep it all very much above board and doing right by artists and whatnot. I decided to get this one in 50 by 75 centimeters, and the bigger you go, the more detail you're going to get, but I know the Jada Gem Shop kits and this artwork in particular was going to have a lot of confetti, which is just, you'll see, I'll show you, but I knew that it was going to take me a while to do, and I didn't want to get too big as far as the size of the canvas went. We are up here. We're actually up in this corner. I'm at the very tail end of the project, you guys. Just these two sections are all that I have left. So we're just up here in this corner today. And then I have some goodies that I unboxed in a recent small shop haul. A couple of brand new to me shops that I'm very, very excited to try out with you guys today. So first, this pen is from Turning a Dream. This is the thinner version, the thinner of the two pens that I got from them. I do want to try out the more thicker turning as well at some point, but I thought we'd start with this one tonight. And then the tray was a gift from one of my viewers, and this is from Dynamite Diamond Shop and is their Year of the Dragon colorway and tray, and I am incredibly excited to try this one out. So thank you to the very thoughtful gifter again. And then this I just opened in my small shop haul as well. This is Wee Wax, and it's the first one that she did in this like wee bit size, so it's a little bit smaller than her other tins. It's in the strawberries and champagne scent. It was the February scent. This minder, I actually don't know that I remember this minder is from. I will look it up. It is likely from Galloway's Gallery or Kim's Needle Minders or Gina's Unique Boutique. So I'll try to have that linked below, but any of those minder shops are good to check out either way. So there's that. And then in my multi-placer, I'm going to use this putty from Pure Bliss Wax Company in the scent Fairy Dust. And this was part of their February not subscription box, just their February box. I think I misspoke a lot in my small shop haul in particular about the shop, and I felt really bad. I tried to insert some edits, some little text pop-ups on the screen in that small shop haul, so it's like, oh my gosh, keep messing this one up. But okay, let me grab a multi-placer. I'm going to steal it from another pen I was working with and get it loaded up with new putty. And let's see, yeah, okay, we're definitely gonna need washi tape. That is not just loose. That is, doesn't stay in there whatsoever. This is really common. I've actually had a couple of people ask me about this recently, both in my comments section as well as in the Facebook group that I share with my friend Lindsay from Diamonds and Emeralds. So if you are on Facebook and would like to be a part of a diamond painting community, honestly, there's a ton of really fantastic Facebook groups out there related to diamond painting. If you are interested specifically in ours, though, we have a rule where only licensed diamond paintings are allowed to be shared in that group. I think we might have been, well, I'm not going to say that because then someone's going to come tell me that I was wrong, which, yeah, that's totally fine. But we were one of the first diamond painting groups that had that kind of sort of requirement, and it wasn't at all intended to be like exclusionary or anything. It was kind of this is a way that we want to help inform people and provide a space that doesn't seem like it really quite exists out there yet for people that this is important to. And it also kind of just is, a place for communities, for Lindsay's and my channels to hang out and us to kind of talk about what we're doing. But we try not to go too overboard about sharing about our personal like channels and stuff in there, because we don't want it to be too, I don't know. We're also just busy, really busy. But that group has been a really good space. So where was I going with that? Nope. People asking there about, someone asked in there recently about how to know if I think specifically like a multi-placer was going to fit in their pen before they bought it. Is that like pushing itself back out? Like, what is happening? And of course, like the most common suggestions, and this is what I will say as well, is either washi tape wrapped around the base of that multi-placer there to give it just a little bit more diameter. That helps it kind of stick in there without being wobbly. Or you can use a hot glue gun. I know that probably sounds like, oh no, you're gonna break your pen then if you try to take it out. It's permanent, and it's not at all permanent. I have had tips that have been hot glued in, and you just give it a little twist and it just pops right out. It doesn't hurt. I've never had it hurt a pen. I feel like that was a kind of a shallow dip. I'm gonna put a little bit more in there. Putty can be tricky to load sometimes. Let's try. Okay. It's a little bit warm here today, and this putty is wanting to be a little bit soft for me. Putty and how it behaves, I will always say, is very climate dependent. Let's try this. So you may find that, putties that work for me don't necessarily work for you, or vice versa. I always say try different ones until you find one that does work for you and your climate and your diamond painting style. Wow, I'm doing a terrible job of loading this, you guys. Okay, we're gonna have to adjust, because that is not doing it for me. Okay, if I just go like this, we'll kind of cut it off there. Okay, let's try that and see if that gives me a little more to work with for the moment. Okay, so hello, happy Monday. How are you doing today? I hope that your week is off to a great start and that you had a nice weekend. I have had a pretty relaxing weekend at home. We haven't done a whole lot. We did watch the Oscars tonight, but aside from that, we have been keeping it pretty low key here. I am thoroughly enjoying working on this kit, and it has been it's been a WIP for me for a while. I did start it in February, and I wanted to give myself plenty of time to finish it. And I knew that I would probably want to go back and forth between it and some other kit and other kits at the same time to kind of break up all the confetti, like working with all that confetti. So that is what I have been doing. I did finish up in my last WIP and Chat that I saw you guys, which was 2 weeks ago. I did finish up the first dragon, which was that Raven Failing kit from Diamond Art Club, and I still need to actually post a picture of the whole kit completed on my Instagram, so I will try to do that here very soon so you can see that. And I'm thinking of doing a post review of that one on my channel too. I have mentioned recently in a lot of my WIP and Chats about how I'm missing doing those dedicated post review videos, and I kind of want to get back to it more often. So maybe that'll be the one, especially because it's a kit that's pretty special to me. So that one is finished, and then I've mostly just been working on this one, but I have been taking my time with it. I made not a ton of progress on it there for a while. Oh, those diamonds lined up really nicely. Not a lot of progress on it for a while because I was pretty sick. I'll talk more about that a little bit later. But there were a few days that I just didn't diamond paint at all because it was just too much to be upright. And I was getting headaches a little bit more easily when I was working, and when I was kind of having to focus my eyes on like little details, which diamond painting very, very much is. And so that slowed my progress a little bit, and I just am going, you know what, it's going to be another kind of slow month as far as diamond painting progress goes, and that's okay. But I'm thankful that I at least sort of had the the foresight, sorry, I have a cough drop in, to go ahead and start this one early enough that I'd be giving myself time to finish it if something came up. And by time to finish it, what I mean is I wanted to make sure that I really did my best to finish it before there is a supernatural convention this weekend in Burbank that I'm going to be attending, and I am planning to take this with me to that convention. I have talked about this in some recent WIP and Chats. So you, if you've, watched recent WIP and Chats, you know this well, but I am planning to have this signed by the actor that plays this character. So I'm really looking forward to that. And that's why I kind of had sort of that deadline in mind was, okay, I want to try to finish it by mid-March so that I can take it with me completed. I mean, I guess I could have brought it with me not completed, but I don't know. It's like if I were to happen to like do any pictures with it or something, I certainly would rather have it completed. But yeah, no, it's gonna happen. I don't know that I'll finish it tonight necessarily. Depends on how long I'm gonna stay up. It's time change weekend, and so I'll probably feel inclined to want to stay up a little bit late. But I also should try to get on try to shift my sleep schedule and rhythm to match the new time change time, which I mope about it every single time. I think that the time change is dumb. I don't like it. I wish that we could just get rid of it. The science supports getting rid of it. It will be better for our bodies, and it's just, I think it's a kind of antiquated notion, and it's okay if you disagree with me, but I'm over it. But anyway, by the way, did anyone else feel like they didn't really hear about the time change as much leading up to this one, and all of a sudden it was like, oh shoot, there's a time change last night, or oh shoot, the time change is tonight. I just don't feel like I really saw like as much posting like FYIs about it, but I don't know. I see that I just accidentally dropped one there. Okay, not you. But anyway, I have this project I've approached a little bit differently. I knew that it was going to have like a lot of confetti, and it does have a lot of darker colors, which for me, it tends to feel like it's more work for my brain. I don't tend to enjoy working on that for longer periods of time quite as much. And also, it's the dark colors and the confetti too. It's like, okay, this is just, it feels like a little bit more work. It's a little wobbly in this end. Maybe I should have not flipped it. I feel like this is intended to be the single placer end. I might need to kind of secure the single placer a little bit more. What was I saying? Oh, so one of the things I did intentionally differently about this particular kit was that I do these, pre-sectioned off with washi tape sections, and I deliberately made them a bit smaller than I usually do. I feel like my sections typically will be more like, between 10 and 12 centimeters by 10 and 12 centimeters. And these I feel like, I think I have this right here. These I feel like were a bit smaller. Well, no, 8.5. And this way I think was 10. They feel smaller. They do feel smaller to me. And I wanted to experiment with that and see, is this going to feel, is it just going to work for my brain better? Am I going to feel a sense of accomplishment more often? Am I going to not get fatigued on it as quickly? And I'm trying to think, what do I think now that I'm towards the end of it here? I think that it helped in some ways because, yeah, I did feel sort of that satisfaction of, okay, I finished a section. And it was easier to kind of break for the night maybe. But I almost wonder still what it would have been like to work in larger sections and be, I don't know, it's like with so much confetti, it's like, well, then I'd have that same one color in my tray for longer, but covering a larger section. And then it's like, maybe I'm saving time that way. I don't know. I'm not sure. What is your approach to sectioning off a diamond painting? Or is that something, do you not section off a diamond painting and just kind of, follow your heart, open up a section and just follow your nose and work at, whatever sections you want to. My mom was doing that with her first kit, which I talked a little bit about that. She has started diamond painting, and for her first kit, she was kind of just like, oh, open it up and I'll kind of just follow like the colors or like the subject matter. And then, you know, just whatever I feel like doing, basically. Then for her second kit, she's like, I'm going to go watch your video on sectioning off with washi tape. And I think I'm going to try sectioning off with washi tape instead. I was like, okay. So she did. And I'm curious. She's coming out this week and she's going to shop my diamond painting stash, actually, because she's just about to finish her second diamond painting. I was like, no, don't buy anything else. Like, come out and just shop my stash, pick something out from my stash. And I'm curious to see what she picks out. I have a bunch of those like Amazon snack size kits from Diamond Art Club. And so I wonder if that's maybe the route she'll go. Or maybe I'll take her to Michael's and we'll look at like the Make Market kits and she could pick something out there. But anyway, so I was curious to see, like I said, how it, and if smaller sections would help me, I don't know, feel a little bit less burnout, I guess, with this particular project. And I guess I don't know yet. I don't think that I don't think it hurt or helped. I think it just was what it was. But needless to say, like I'm happy that I'm on track to finish it and excited to, you know, take it with me to the convention. Sorry, Adam was stretching, I think. I will keep you guys posted on how that goes and if I do get it signed and all of that and what he says, because I don't know. I've had some people comment and reach out and say like, there's some of you that have been to a lot of supernatural conventions, or there's someone that said that I talked to my friend that worked at a convention, and the actors actually really love like unique and like things that were clearly handmade like this. And I was like, oh, well, that's reassuring. So thank you. Color should we go with next? We got lots of confetti. Let's do this one. Yes, I will keep you guys posted for sure. As far as what I'm planning to work on next, because after completing this one, I will have no other WIPs going aside from my overall project of my cross stitch conversion. I actually put up a poll over in my Patreon so that they could help me decide on my dragon kit to work on for the month of March. And I think it's looking like it is going to be one kit in particular, but I'll wait and see. I'm not going to close out the poll just yet, but I am planning to film an unboxing of that particular kit and start on that one right away. I will tell you that I did put up like I think 4 kits to choose. I narrowed it down to 4. And all 4 of those kits are not Diamond Art Club kits because my January and February dragon kits were both Diamond Art Club kits. So I wanted to do something that wasn't Diamond Art Club, and I really wanted a round drill kit in my life because this kit that I'm working on right now and the last kit that I worked on, those were both square drill projects. I need some round drills in my life, I think. So that was my only criteria, and I had 4 kits to choose from. Honestly, I'll probably get to all 4 at some point this year, but I need help narrowing down. So that is my plan. That's my plan to work on next. And I will I'm not going to participate for prizes, but I am just going to like community support wise going to use that for the Mermaids and Magic diamond painting event that's going on, which is being hosted by Crafting with Shay and Alyssa, the diamond painting accountant. And then the event Stoke Your Dragonfire, as in Anne Stokes, that's being hosted by Dragon Wing Diamonds. So I'm just going to join in on those and from a support and community standpoint, because a dragon kit will work for both of those. I'm curious to hear, are you participating in any events this month? Any kits that you're working on that you're loving so far? I was enjoying a conversation that we were having over in Sophie, the Diamond Help Desk, has a Discord for her channel. And I think I mentioned this before, but I forgot to actually put the link in the description box. I will do my best to remember to do that this time, or you can hop over to her channel, and I think she puts links like in her descriptions. But anyway, it had come up in there. People were asking, someone asked about like, how do you sort of find a balance when it comes to events? They were asking everyone, like not just me. How do you, avoid feeling like burnout from those things, but you feel like you want to participate in all the events? And I feel like this is actually a really, really common thing that happens. You come in as a diamond painter, you sort of discover the diamond painting community, and you're like, oh, events, working on themed things, and getting to, connect with and know other people, and having something to help me decide like what kit I want to work on. Any number of those sort of reasons, you might be like really gung-ho about doing events. But then what tends to happen is after a few months, you can feel like a little bit of, okay, but I don't know that I'm loving this as much as I used to. And so if you have felt that feeling, know that I feel like it's completely normal. And the advice that I shared, or just my thoughts and what worked for me, was that I just sort of free myself of the guilt of, of not participating in every event, especially if like friends or fellow creators or fellow crafters in general were hosting. I had to just be okay and not feel guilty about saying, I'm sorry, like I'm not gonna I can't participate in events like all the time. It's not personal. It's just, I know myself, and sometimes I just need to be able to work on kits that I want to work on. There's some other good suggestions, like they'll do like 1 month they'll participate in an event, the next month they'll take off. Or something that works for me as well is to just say, I'm going to just work on whatever kits I personally want to work on. And if that kit happens to fit for an event that is happening that month, then I'll go ahead and join in on it. But otherwise, I'm not, most of the time I'm not going to, try to bend over backwards to participate in all the things. Especially because, depending on what your speed of diamond painting is, that might just lead you to having an endless pile of WIPs and that's works in progress, like just an endless pile of projects that are unfinished. And for me, that would just, I'd quit the craft. I would feel just completely overwhelmed and be like, I don't have anything finished and there's just a pile of projects here. And so if that's something you've struggled with too, those would be my kind of suggestions, is in hopes that would help you avoid some potential crafting burnout too. But yeah, I don't know why that came to mind, but because we were just talking about events and what I'm participating in this month. But anyway, what else do I have? Oh wow, so it's been 2 weeks since our last WIP and Chat, and I really feel like it's been quite an eventful 2 weeks. I am still, I feel like, processing my feelings about hearing that Craftably is closing their doors. I'm pretty sure that was news that happened after my WIP and Chat 2 weeks ago. I'm pretty sure. And I am just devastated, quite honestly. I feel like they are just, the owners, Michael and Amy, are some of the, like, they're the real deal. They are some of the kindest and most genuine and generous people in the community and in the world. And I am just so incredibly sad that things did not work out for them. And I know that it seems like there were, I shouldn't say I know, my understanding is that there were quite a lot of factors at play for what led to this. They had, a really tough year a couple of years ago where there was just they had done pre-orders, but then like things just took forever with their manufacturer, and I felt so bad for them then. And I think it's just really, really, really hard to be a small business right now in the diamond painting world and not. And I don't know. When I heard that, my heart just stopped, because I was like, it stinks so much for them. And also it is a huge, huge loss for the diamond painting world. Their kits, I feel like, are just, they were really up there, some of the best kits out there. And I'm not over it. I'm so sad. And I just am wishing them all the best. And I hope it sounds like at this point that this is just a big relief for them. I would recommend, I don't know when the site is going to shut down. I think that there may still be a couple of kits that are in stock on there, but I don't think there's much left at this point. But there is the Craftably Facebook group, and they're not sure if that is going to stay around or not, but I'm going to be in there as long as I can, just to, be supportive of them and, connect with other people. And I'm really going to treasure the kits that I have in my stash that are from Craftably. Like they're going to mean the world to me, and I just am going to hold on to them. Yeah, they're all like now rainy day kits, honestly. And one of their kits I am planning to work on sometime this year for one of my dragon kits. But then there's part of me that's like, no, hold on to it. Hold on to it. So we'll see. But yeah, just wishing them the very, very, very best, and incredibly, incredibly sad to see them close their doors. And I'm going to continue to really try to do my part to support small shops in the diamond painting world as much as I can, for sure. But yeah, it's one of those things, whenever there's something major like this that happens, like this thing with Craftably, and like when we found out that Hannah Lynn was leaving Diamond Art Club, I just kept going, this is just so weird. Things that I really felt like were sort of foregone conclusions, or sort of, they were staples. Oh, I didn't dump all these out. Hold on. Of the diamond painting world, like since I started diamond painting, which I'm coming up on in just a couple of weeks, will be my 4-year anniversary of when I started diamond painting. I actually did start diamond painting. I went back and looked at one point. I think after my first year, I was like, oh, I'm planning on my first year of diamond painting, and I thought it would be fun to go back and look and see what day I started my first kit. And I was able to go and see, okay, this is when I ordered it from Amazon and when it got delivered, and I know I started it right away. So my first day that I started diamond painting was April 1st of 2020. Not an April Fool's joke, but that was like, we were really getting into like, okay, this lockdown's going to be going on for a while. And yeah, that's when I started. So coming on 4 years of diamond painting, but there are some things that I felt like were just, like I said, kind of staples, and just felt like, oh, these are going to be here forever. This is always going to be what's going on. And like when those things change, it's like, oh, dang, that stinks. But of course, then there's good things that happen, like new stores that open, and new artists that get signed for diamond paintings, and there's good things too. But I get nostalgic, I get a little melancholic, like that's my nature. But yeah. Anyway, I appreciate all of the input that you guys have given when I've asked for your thoughts on things like what stash video to do next. And it seems like the majority of you guys were really saying that you wanted to see a pen stash video next. And I am totally on board with that. I don't know if I'm going to get to it this month, but I am going to try. This is an unexpectedly kind of busier month. And so, it's going to take me a little bit to prep for it, I think, because with 4 years of collecting diamond painting pens, honestly, there are some, especially shops that I only have 1 or 2 pens from, and a couple that were gifts and whatnot, that maybe were from 3 or 4 years ago. I have to admit that I don't necessarily always remember what shop they're from, and I would like to, go through my pens and do my very best to research and try to figure out, okay, this is what shop each of these respective pens is from, and also double check, any shops that might be closed, which I know I did with my tray video, but my pen video is going to be exponentially more complicated. I have quite a lot more variety in terms of pens and where I have pens from, and that's going to be a little bit more of an undertaking. And so I want to give myself the time to be able to research those things and get it prepped as much as possible. But yeah, it was fun. Speaking of, going back to the beginning of my diamond painting time, that like this particular pen is from the shop Turning a Dream, which it's so towards the beginning of my Etsy favorites list for diamond painting shops, because I feel like I favorited them sometime in 2020, and just never got a pen from them until this year. So I'm happy when I see businesses that are still around and have been around for a long time. But I just thought that was kind of fun. It's like, look, I got a pen from a shop that I've been following for a while. Oh, that was almost really bad. Ooh, okay, save the day. There's just diamonds all over my thumb. And a couple fell in my lap, but Jada Gem Shop does give plenty of extras. And I have been really incredibly picky with the diamonds that I use on this kit because I just am feeling really fastidious about it because it's something that it's like, I'm taking it to be signed. Like, it's this really special kit. So I'm just being kind of overboard and over the top about, if it even has like the tiniest pinprick of a hole in the top, it's, or if it gets scuffed, then I rip it off the canvas and replace it. And I've had to do that I've had to do it quite a lot with the 310 or the black color diamonds. And I have pulled so many of them because I'm being so picky about them. And even though I've pulled, I have to be honest with you guys, over the course of this whole canvas, I had to have pulled a couple hundred black drills. I have plenty left over, like tons left over. Like, I think I'm done with all the 310 in this canvas, and I still have like this much. Like, there's so much left. So I am not worried about it. And I appreciate that Jada Gem Shop gives plenty of extra for things like that. I think especially with the 310, I think she might even give, I think it's 20% for all the colors, but then 310, I think it might be even more because that 310 is such a trash prone color. I don't like it. So anyway, gonna work on, get my thoughts on that pen stash video. I'm probably gonna have to make lists, honestly. Maybe even like take pictures of the pens and like write out next to them, because when I actually go to do the pen stash video itself, I want to be able to say with accuracy and not be like, I don't remember, blah, blah, blah. I want to be able to be like, no, okay, it's this. Because that pen stash video, look, if you thought the tray stash video was long, that ended up being like 50 minutes or something crazy. Never would have expected that. The pen stash video, that's going to be something else. That is going to be, you're going to need to settle, you're going to need to buckle up, take a bathroom break beforehand and settle in with your snacks and your coffee. And we're going to be there for a while. It's going to be so much fun. But yeah, so stay tuned for that. As far as other things that have been going on. So I did miss last week's WIP and Chat, unfortunately. Thank you so much for your kindness and support when I did put up that community post. Everyone was so incredibly gracious, and I just said I'm under the weather. And I can't do it this week, you guys. I couldn't do it. I was so incredibly wiped out that whole weekend beforehand, and even like the first few days of that week. So I couldn't even bring myself to put up a late WIP and Chat. So what had happened was we kind of, I guess, paint the picture, set the stage here. So on Friday morning, the week leading up to Friday morning, so the week after I put up my last WIP and Chat for you guys 2 weeks ago, Adam had started kind of getting a little bit under the weather, and I was doing okay. I wasn't feeling sick at all, and I had my dentist appointment on Friday morning that I was talking to you guys about in that WIP and Chat, that I was really anxious about it. And Friday morning, I was not feeling, any sickness whatsoever, aside from like just a little bit of congestion. But I chalked it up to, allergies or, who knows. But it was so incredibly minor that I was like, well, I know that I'm going to be in the dentist chair for at least an hour and a half, and I'm going to have to be able to breathe through my nose. So I obviously wasn't going to go to a dentist appointment if I didn't feel like I was going to be able to breathe through my nose for a while. And so I wasn't even like that congested whatsoever. It was just like a little bit of that. I could feel the little start of it. So I went to my dentist appointment. Unfortunately, it took like 2 hours. I felt like I was in that dentist chair for a long time. The good news is they were able to avoid needing to do a root canal, which I'm very, very grateful for. However, it was still just a lot. I felt just very exhausted afterwards, especially because there was one tooth in particular that the one that almost was potentially, but they were hoping not going to need a root canal. That it just took them a while to work on that one because they were being cautious. And I had told them, I'm a little anxious about potentially feeling something. Like, I've had poor experiences with other dentists in the past. Like, you guys have been great, but I just am anxious about this. And I just knew, I'm like, you guys are going to be getting close to the nerve. I am really scared about this, to be honest. And they were so kind. They took some extra steps to really try to make sure that I was entirely, completely numb. They were so incredibly compassionate, and I appreciate that so much. But it was a lot, and I was just so relieved when it was over. And I came home and I was just so completely exhausted. That was in the morning, and I ended up, after I picked up the kids from school, I just passed out on the couch. I was like, Adam, I have to sleep. I feel completely wiped out from the morning. And so I conked out on the couch. I was asleep for almost 2 hours and woke up, felt a little better, but still just kind of felt not 100% like myself. And then Adam is getting more sick, and he was supposed to be seeing, I don't remember if it was a friend or a family member that evening, but here's our MO. When we start to feel like we're sick enough that it's not allergies, maybe it's been going on for a couple of days, we play it conservative, basically, where if we think there's any chance that it could be the virus, we'll take a test, because why not? Let's just see. And if it is, then we can make a smart decision. And we've done that any number of times, and 99% of the time it is negative. And Adam, his test, it turned positive so fast, and there was no ink left for the control line, which for this particular test, yes, we checked, and that was an accurate, positive result for that test. But that's how bad it was. And I realized as the evening was wearing on, I thought, I think that I'm maybe not actually feeling so well. And I started going downhill pretty quickly after I woke up from my nap. And I thought, I think I better take a test too. Even though I just started feeling sick this afternoon, I thought, I'm going downhill fast. Let me just take one and see, because was I supposed to have plans the next day or something? And I took a test, and it wasn't as positive as Adam's, but it was pretty positive right away. So I was like, well, shoot. First thought was, I feel terrible. I feel so guilty and so bad, because I was just in a dentist chair for 2 hours. They had masks on, but they were all up in my business, working in my mouth for 2 hours. And they weren't necessarily wearing masks the whole time before and after. They were actually working in my mouth, and I was in the office and everything, and I felt so bad. So they had already closed before I took the test. But first thing Monday morning, I was calling them, and I was like, I am so sorry. I really, really hope I didn't get the whole office sick. I hope everyone's okay. And thankfully, no one's gotten sick there, but I felt terrible, you guys, because this is not our MO. We play it safe. We do everything we can to not, whether it's this virus or anything else, we don't want to get the people around us sick. That's not cool. So I felt so bad. But I was wiped out all weekend. Adam and I basically just took turns sleeping, and the other watching the kids. Thankfully, our kids, somehow they did not get it. We ended up masking around them when we were, when they were home from school, and yes, the school's guidelines were no, you can send them, as long as they're not symptomatic. Okay. And we, washed our hands so much. We were really careful about, okay, we can't do any kisses right now, but, they did not get sick, and Adam and I are, mostly well at this point. But yeah, no, it wipes you out. My whole body just hurt. This is the second time I have had it before. This is the second time I've had it. And it was no joke. My body just hurt. It absolutely hurt. Adam, who doesn't get migraines, he was getting migraines every time he would try to look at a screen and focus on anything and so he had to miss some work because he was getting migraines. when he was describing the headache to me, and because I don't think he totally realized, he was like, yeah, it feels like this kind of sensitivity. Like it feels like everyone is like, all the noises are just too loud. And he said something else. I was like, that's a migraine. Like this is my life. Like when I have migraines, I felt so bad for him, but yeah, no, thankfully I'm not trying to be me, poor me or anything, but that's just kind of the update. And that's why videos were late last week. And my diamond painting was very light as well. But hopefully we're all good now. And I hope you are staying healthy. I am hearing about so many people, like friends and people in the community that are getting it. And I joked about how, yeah, like 2 years ago, I remember this being a thing where it felt like a bunch of the people that are, on diamond painting, like YouTube or Instagram, it's like we all were passing bugs to each other via the internet. It was crazy. So I hope you guys are staying healthy and well. And I'm hoping to be kind of back consistently. You can probably hear my voice is still a bit congested. I'm doing the cough drop thing to kind of keep my throat from getting too sore from talking in videos. And it is getting better though, thankfully. But yeah, threw a wrench in the week. And it's interesting-ish because when I put up that community post, and I always appreciate, the kindness of you guys, saying like, oh, like take your time, like take care of yourself, like it comes first. And, just, yeah, take care of your health. It's no big deal. Take all the time you need, that sort of thing. But there's always like a little bit of worry about, what's going to happen if I go too long without posting, and like what is the ever mysterious like algorithm going to do if I sort of fall out of the rhythm that it's kind of pegged me as having. What's going to happen. And part of it, you just have to go, it is what it is. Like I really absolutely have to take care of my health and my body, and all that other stuff has to come secondary. But it's hard not to sort of have that in my head. I realized last night that I hadn't posted on Instagram in a week, and I thought, well, not that Instagram is a platform that I have the same level of sort of, I guess, consistency and whatnot as I do with YouTube, but I kind of was like, what in the world is the Instagram algorithm going to do with me? I haven't posted in a week, but I don't know. You can't like try to guess exactly what's going to work and try to play to it, because that's just a quick route to lots of frustration. But it's hard not to at least sort of think about it and wonder, like, I don't know. But yeah, hopefully this week I'll be a little bit more back to normal. I'm looking forward to it too. I feel like I have a lot that I want to film and share with you guys, and I'm going to try to get a little bit ahead for the weekend, because I'm going to be gone for a few days. So the convention that I was telling you guys about that I'm taking this kit to is that Supernatural convention, and it starts on, I think technically you can register on Thursday night, but there's no like events happening that night. But there's like pre-registration, I think, on Thursday night, and then the actual like convention, everything starts on Friday morning. And so I'm on the fence if I'm going to try to go up on Thursday night or Friday morning. They don't release the schedule until like a couple of days prior. So like it's like this convention is less than a week away, and they have not released the exact schedule yet. That's how it's working. But once they do, then I can figure out like, okay, whatever thing that I want to be at first on Friday morning, what time would I have to leave? Like, how's that going to work? Because the convention is about like an hour away from me with no traffic. Well, a little less than an hour away from me with no traffic. So we'll just have to see. In LA, traffic is something else. I'm glad I don't live in LA, but I will have to brave that traffic to get up to the convention. But yeah, I'm going to be there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and as of this moment, I'm planning, I think, I'm still, debating. Again, it'll depend a little bit on the schedule, but I am thinking I'm probably going to stay maybe. My friend, my childhood friend, she was a bridesmaid at my wedding, and she's just one of those, she used the phrase forever friend, and I was like, that's such a good way to put it. We've been friends since we were pen pals when we were this like we were in single digits, I think. I don't think we were even in 10 yet. I can't remember. Maybe we were 10. Anyway, and then she moved to my hometown, and then we've just been in each other's lives ever since. And it's one of those friendships that I feel so incredibly blessed by, where it's like we can go a few years without, talking directly, but then we just pick exactly right back up where we left off, and there's no weirdness. There's no like hard feelings or awkwardness. It's like, oh, hi, like here we are again. And so it's just working out that she's flying out to go to the convention, and I know she's like getting a hotel room, and she's like, you can totally come and like stay with me. And so I may do that because then I won't have to drive back and forth. But I also kind of want to see like how I'm feeling, like if I'm still coughing or not feeling great, then I don't want to like subject her to that at all. I'll probably take a mask with me to the convention too, just to play it safe. But I'm gonna do the very, very best that I can. But I'm excited. I'm so excited to go. I've been to one other convention for the show Supernatural back, it was 2 years ago in Texas. And this is the first time they've been back to Burbank in a while. And I'm really looking forward to it. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm excited. But that's going to be my Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So almost definitely my WIP and Chat next week is going to go up on Tuesday instead of Monday. And I hope it's not going to go up to Wednesday, but it might. So that will go up late because I think that we're probably going to be getting back late on Sunday. So we shall see, but I'm going to try to film ahead a little bit and have some videos ready to go up. I'll have a sneak peek that goes up on Friday, and I'll try to film ahead one video to go up over the weekend at least that I can just already have uploaded and just have scheduled to go live, on Saturday or Sunday. So that is, on the plan. I'm still working out what all like photo ops and autographs to get. I ordered a pretty print from Redbubble that I think I will use for the cast autographs. I think that'll be fun to just have them kind of all on one. Aside from this one, which, planning to have signed specifically just by that one actor. But yeah, I'll try to keep an eye on things like, my Facebook group and comments and Instagram and whatnot. But as far as, how around I'll be that weekend, it'll be a little more spotty. I also mentioned that my mom was flying in this week. She's gonna hang out with the kiddos while I'm at the convention. She and Adam we'll get to tag team the kiddos. Adam would totally do it by himself. Honestly, he's that kind of husband and dad, I promise. But my mom, offered, she's like, if you want an extra set of hands. And also just thinking like, well, if Adam has something come up, related to filming or photography or something, then it'd be nice if, he had the option of it. And so we're going to make a fun week of it. She's going to be here for a week. We're definitely going to do some diamond painting together after she shops my stash. She's been asking me lots of questions about some different like accessories recommendations. I was just talking to her and sending her links to the Elizabeth Ward bead storage system, which is like basically my go-to as far as what I use for my drill storage when I'm working on a project. I was like, Mom, you need this. Like, get away from those Tic Tac containers. She's like, Tic Tac containers? I was like, yeah, we call them that because they literally look like Tic Tac containers. I was like, I really think you're going to like these Elizabeth Ward containers a lot more. And she did. She texted me. She's like, is this another diamond painting rite of passage? She's like, I was using the multi-placer and the plastic, it was like a plastic 4-placer or 6-placer. I think it was 4-placer. And she said, and it just snapped. It just snapped right off. I was like, oh yes, yeah, no, that's that. Go ahead and add that to your bingo card. That's another diamond painting rite of passage. We should totally make a bingo card, you guys, for like these. This is it. This is the diamond painting bingo card for things that will eventually happen to us all, basically. So whether that's like, oh no, I accidentally mixed 2 colors, or I placed on the wrong symbol, or snapped a multi-placer, or, you know, any number of things. That'd be so fun. I'm gonna think on this, you guys. I need another cough drop. Oh, that's the first one ran out, and my throat's starting to bother me. Oh, we're almost to the end, but still. But yeah, I'm excited to diamond paint with her. I love so much that she has gotten into diamond painting, and she's like blitzing through these kits, you guys. She started her first kit a month and a half ago, and she just like finished her second kit, and they're small-ish ones from Diamond Art Club. Like the first one she did, I think, was 40 by 50 or something. So not like the itty-bitty Amazon snack size kits. And the second one she said had a lot of color blocking, so it went a lot faster for her, and she's loving trying out her multi-placer. And I'd taken her kind of an upgrade kit that had some different trays for her to try out, some different pens, various things. I was like, just figure out what works well for you. She's a fan of putty. I'll have to ask if she's still using putty in her single placer too, but you know, it's really fun. It's fun that she's into it too. As far as what I am reading and watching and listening to, I like doing this little blurb at the end of my videos, my WIP and Chats here. As far as reading goes, I haven't had anything really major kind of in my traditional reading. Excuse me. I have been watching some like BookTube and getting some ideas and kind of adding some to my list to maybe look at. But I'm still kind of in a little bit of a audiobook slump, unfortunately. But maybe I'll be feeling it and be able to jump into my friend Kate, Diamond Painting and Dr. Pepper, is doing a read along for a Brandon Sanderson book, and that just started. So if you wanted to jump in on that with her, definitely go and take a look. I will try my best to link to her channel in that first video, but I was reading the comments on the video, and people were like saying, "Oh, this is so great! Like, you're so good at this. This seems like it's so fun. I'm so glad you're doing this." And so, yeah, if that sounds like something you'd like to do, go and check it out, because I'm sure Kate is doing an absolutely fantastic job with it. I just haven't watched that particular video yet because I keep thinking, well, if I jump into it, I don't want to have spoilers, I guess. So, and then as far as what I'm watching, I did do a full rewatch of the original Avatar: The Last Airbender show. As soon as I finished the live action, I dove immediately into a rewatch of the animated version, and I was really excited to see that they did announce that Netflix is doing a season 2 and 3 of the live action Avatar: The Last Airbender. I know that there's some kind of opposite thoughts out there as far as how people felt about the live action. In fact, my husband and I kind of have different feelings about it, though he hasn't finished it yet. So he's not allowed to have like 100% of an opinion yet, but I keep nudging him to keep watching it. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping that since they know they're going to have 2 more seasons, that maybe they'll be able to just sort of relax and take their time telling stories, because that was one thing I did feel about the live action, without any spoilers at all. It felt like they were really trying to just do almost like a greatest hits version, where they're trying to like squeeze in like lots of different references. They even pulled some like quick references from like things that happened in season 2. And I don't know. I just kind of thought, well, if you would have known you were getting a season 2 and 3 of the live action, maybe you would have felt like you could breathe and not try to squeeze all of that in. But we'll see. I'm hoping that it goes well, but I'm sure it'll be a little while before that's actually done, because, you know, that's just the announcement. They still have to go into production and everything, but I have to imagine they'll want to get on it pretty quickly, because the actors that play the kids are just going to get older. So, we'll see. I have, like I said, I finished my rewatch just a couple of days ago of the animated show. I have never watched The Legend of Korra. I've heard that I should, and so I might go into that next. What do you guys think? If you've watched that show, did you like it? The Legend of Korra, I mean. And do you feel like that's like, oh, definitely watch it, it's required viewing after the animated Avatar: The Last Airbender? I'd be curious to hear your thoughts. Also, this is kind of watching, but we did watch the Oscars tonight, and I don't always watch. We used to do Oscar parties, actually, before we had kids. We'd have our friends over and do, like, we'd have so much fun doing fun themed snacks, themed drinks, themed everything. We do, like, ballots, and we have bingo cards. It was so much fun. But we just watched tonight at home with the kids, and I've seen a few of the movies, though not all of them. But it was, in my opinion, it was one of the more enjoyable Oscars to watch, like, recently. It was, a lot of, like, musical numbers were way too much fun. Like, they did with, like, Ryan Gosling and everything, they did, like, a number of I'm Just Ken, and that was, like, the highlight of the Oscars, in my opinion. It was so fun. So fun. And my husband is a huge fan of the director, writer, producer Chris Nolan. And, you know, we've both been, like, hoping that, like, one of these days he was finally going to get, like, that Best Director Oscar. And he's been nominated several times, and there's a couple of times where it's like, oh man, like, he got snubbed. And you guys, this year was his year. He got one for Oppenheimer. And it was, I mean, Oppenheimer won a lot of Oscars, actually, and that was cool. That is one of the movies this year that I have seen. So that was fun to get to watch. And yeah, so that was part of our watching. And then as far as listening goes, mostly just listening to, like, booktube videos at the moment still, and treating them kind of like a podcast. It's like, that's how I'm scratching my itch when it comes to books and reading lately, I guess. I don't know. But as far as what I have coming this week for videos and whatnot, like I said, gonna be out of town Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And by out of town, I just mean, like, an hour away and doing things. But I'm gonna film ahead if I can, and I should, you know, hopefully you guys won't see a big, you know, shift in the schedule and what's going up. Aside from WIP and Chat next week will most likely be delayed. I will have a sneak peek for you. I want to unbox I actually haven't unboxed the Dragon kit that I think is the one I'm going to be working on for March, if it continues to hold the lead. So I actually want to film the unboxing of that particular kit and share it with you guys, and then maybe do a post review video for the first Dragon, which was the one by Raven Phelan. And then I have a couple of small shop orders that I have just sort of had in my pile that I'm trying to steadily work my way through from week to week. And I think next up, I think I have some Jada Gem Shop kits I need to unbox, and I really need to go place an order with her, because actually the artist for this particular piece just released a batch of, like, 10 images that are all kind of panel style images, and I want, like, 4 of them. So I might send a message over to Jada Gem Shop to get some, like, mock-ups and for some various sizes, and kind of see, like, what size I'd have to get to do those pieces justice. But we are at the end of our time together, so let's see if you made it all the way to the end, which, by the way, you absolutely don't have to do this. I know some people are like, this is weird, why do you do this? But if you like this sort of thing, and I always appreciate, you know, the comments and seeing that, oh, you guys watched to the end. Let's see, if you made it all the way to the end, why don't we do an angel emoji, because we are working on the angel Castiel at the moment. So let me know how you're doing, if you like, and what you were working on while we chatted. I always enjoy reading your comments so much, and appreciate if you take the time to leave them. And just, I mean, you don't have to, though. I appreciate so much that you took some time to watch this video. You're welcome to subscribe if you enjoyed this and want to see more diamond painting content from me. You'll see weekly open chats, and I do unboxings, reviews, tutorials, and I like the community we have here and would love for you to be a part of it if that sounds like something you'd enjoy too. You guys have a fantastic week, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.